3, 2, 1.
And this is the Spades Table, and I am your host, Jack Spade, coming to you straight out of the great city, and y'all know where it is, Atlanta, GA. And before I get started, I'd like to extend to one and all, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Kwanzaa. Oh, and before I forget, to my Spanish-speaking brothers and sisters out there, Feliz Navidad. And as the title reads, old bitch ass slime time. Yes, I'm talking about the man himself, old Coach Primetime, better known as DEION, better known as Deion Primetime Sanders. And for those who may have been living under a rock for the past 48 hours, I'm referring to the former football coach of Jackson State University, I believe they're Tigers, Mr. Deion Sanders, better known as Coach Sanders. So, Coach Sanders has decided to take his talents and the talents of his coaching staff, relocate from the state of Mississippi to the state of Colorado, and coach football at the University of Colorado Boulder, which is in Boulder, Colorado. And because of his decision, it has left a segment of black people, I'm going to say not all, but a segment, has left a segment of black people livid, pissed off, upset, disappointed. And let me say this, I stand with them in the disappointment, but I'm disappointed in Deion Sanders for a slightly different reason. Now, my reason of having a beef with Deion Sanders is because he used a race card. He didn't use the race card to benefit GSU, that's Georgia State University. He used the race card to benefit himself, financially and professionally. If anyone remembers, he went on this racially charged tangent accusing white colleges were stealing black talent away from HBCUs. What made the accusation even worse now is one by one, the black commentators on many of these sports hype television shows, they followed suit and pretty much began water carrying the narrative to help bring legitimacy to his claims. Deion then used that to recruit black players who would have gone to other schools, used their talents to win games and 2 conference championships, padded his resume, then signed onto a bigger school, notably a white university that had a better training facility, a larger fan base, a bigger budget, and offered him, from what I heard, a $5 million contract, as opposed to the $3,000 he was receiving at Jackson State University. Now, I'll stand on this. I don't have a problem with him leaving GSU. That's Georgia State University. Let's get that straight, okay? My problem is the use of the race card to manipulate potential college-bound college students and their parents to commit to the school that he was coaching at. And the next part, the audacity he had during his press announcement to inform the players who played at JSU that they could use the transfer portal to go to other schools that they may now desire. And that right there pissed me off even more, because it was like he was trying to tell them, well, hey guys, I know it might feel like I did you wrong, but it's not like I left you all stuck at Jackson State University. You can all apply to other schools and try out for their teams. But, as I go from YouTube channel to YouTube channel, the larger majority seem to skip over the race card situation and go straight into how great he will be for the University of Colorado Boulder's football program. They also go on to say that Deion did such great things for Jackson State University and HBCU football in itself, and it's selfish of his quote-unquote haters to think he owed Jackson State University anything. They also say that Deion has long said that he would leave for a higher tier school if the opportunity knocked. Another, Jackson State University did not attempt to pay him his worth. And others, he did a great thing for the recognition of HBCU football and the schools themselves. And now it's their job, the other HBCUs, to now take the momentum to the next level. In my opinion, the typical passive Negro, head in the sand, Jedi mind trick syndrome. As I said earlier, Deion accused white schools of stealing talent away from HBCUs, but as a coach at a historically white college and university, he's now going to be a part of the talent drain himself. And, as we all know, when it comes to recruiting the black talent who might consider attending the University of Colorado, he's going to hit them up with the black card to persuade them to join him instead of other schools and even HBCUs. Come on now. Only a complete idiot in denial will attempt to say that will not happen. Come on, people. Come on. And I'm going to veer off a bit with this right here. I had like 7 people send me emails not in favor of what I said about Kyrie Irving in my last upload. I'm going to reiterate this. I stand by what I said 100% because I have long gotten tired of blacks using race, be it accusations of racism, white supremacy, police injustice, judicial injustice, and this crazy doggone demands for reparations because the black victimization and throwing being black under the bus for cash, gifts, and prizes has sent us on a course we can't recover from. We're never gonna be able to recover from this because it has pretty much become common language for blacks to tie everything that goes on to race and using the race card. And to add to that, the Black Lives Matter scam that blacks foolishly align themselves with to include the mumbo jumbo double talk of, well, I don't support the movement, but I do support Black Lives Matter. On top of that, LeBron James in his attempt to stoke the fires that Jerry Jones is racist, not only because of a photo that does not prove or disprove that he is a racist, but also that Jerry Jones made it very clear to his players that he, Jerry Jones as the owner, was not going to tolerate his players while on his clock, while in his uniform, to kneel during the play of the national anthem. Now, Jerry Jones did offer a compromise. He said the players could kneel before the national anthem was played, but would not be allowed during its play out of respect for the flag, the country, and the fans. Now, let me remind you here, this is the same LeBron James who called LAPD to report he witnessed racially laden graffiti spray painted on the side of his home. The police arrive, they do their investigation, they find no graffiti, all for him to turn around and tell them, well, someone must have painted over it. Speaking of LeBron James and money, I seriously doubt he was contacted by Adam Silver, that's the NBA commissioner, concerning the revenue that the league lost due to the players' requested Black Lives Matter con job spectacle. And just like how one by one the black commentators on many of these sports hype television shows, they followed suit and jigaboo danced for Deion, they did the same for LeBron while showing themselves to be complete fools once the dust settled. So I'll close with this. I'm going to give Deion Sanders 2 to 3 years before he pulls out the race card again and cry that he's not getting the support he was promised by the University of Colorado Athletic Department or some other racially sensitive accusation, because Deion Sanders, even during his college days at Florida State, has been all about Deion. That's on the playing field, in the baseball clubhouse, and even in his personal life. And since I'm still under the 10-minute mark, I'm going to share these 2 stories about old Deion. 2 examples. Here's the first one. So for those who may not know, Deion Sanders was born and raised in Florida. So he's in Florida during his NFL offseason. He purposely wanders onto someone's property to fish out of their lake. The landowner approaches Deion and first asks him to leave his property. Deion decides to flex that, he's Deion Sanders, and then ignores the man. The owner now demands him to get off his property, rightfully so. Deion flexes back on him while offering to pay the man for the use of his lake. The man calls the police. The police arrives. They ask Deion to vacate the man's property. Deion decides he's going to lip off and flex on him. So, they had enough of Deion, and they gave him, the last warning. So they're like, Mr. Sanders, if you don't leave the gentleman's property, we're going to be forced to arrest you. And then that's when Deion decides to voluntarily leave the property. So he wasn't arrested. He wasn't fined. But, the facts of the matter remains. That was not Deion's property for any lip service to be made about. If the man wants him off his land and out of his lake, then that man's request is 100% worthy to be respected. Story number 2. So this was shortly after he retired from the NFL, and he started hanging around the likes of Creflo Dollar. That was supposed to be his spiritual mentor. Then Deion decides that he wants to become a Christian motivational speaker. So this is old primetime Deion Sanders. This is Mr. Must Be the Money. Must be the money that's turning me on. Must be the money. Must be the money. I cannot go wrong. Must be the money. I'm going to post a link to the video. You will be amazed. But, this is Deion still trying to live the primetime life. So he takes one of his vintage automobiles to have it reupholstered. After the work is completed, they charged him $12,000. Now, I don't know if that was originally quoted to him or Deion pretty much told the owner to, just take care of the car and, once everything is done, he'll work something out with him. But once he got the bill, first he told the owner that he told the owner that God told him that the work did not cost that much. And second, Deion came to the lot with a second set of car keys and tried to drive the car off the lot, seeking to pay the owner only what he and God felt was owed. So, Deion and the shop owner, they get into it. The shop owner calls the police. The police arrives. Deion wants to start trying to play Holy Ghost boy. He didn't get arrested, but something came about it. I don't know if Deion ended up paying the man the full price. Did he pay him, what Deion felt? But yeah, this is what I'm talking. This is the story of this dude's life. But hey, that's old Deion. Old Prime Time. Old Coach Prime. Old Neon Deion for you. Oh, and here's another one about old damn Neon Deion. The Deion Sanders rule. So, for those who may not know, Deion Sanders went to Florida State University, which is located in Tallahassee, Florida. So, I believe this was in 1989. I think, which bowl was it? I think it was the Sugar Bowl. 1989 Sugar Bowl. So, Florida State played Auburn, and Florida State won. And then after that, it came to light that there was some students. It wasn't just exclusive to Deion Sanders. They were not attending class. They were not taking their fall finals. So the state of Florida, they created this rule called the Deion Sanders rule, and it was really specifically aimed at the football players. That, it was mandatory that if they played football, they had to attend their classes and they had to take their finals. And the thing with the finals is they take the finals, and then if the school is eligible to play in a bowl game, to go play in a bowl game. So yeah, if you don't attend the classes the way you're supposed to, you don't successfully complete your finals, and your team goes to, gets a bowl pick, you can't play. And that's the Deion Sanders rule. So, all these young people, many of who know nothing about the guy except what they know of him via his YouTube content stuff and, his career highlights that you can find online. They just don't know who the hell they're actually caping for. But it is what it is. And with that said, everyone have a great week. Happy holidays and take care. See everyone soon.